Once a familiar face in American households as the longtime co-anchor of NBC's Today Show, Matt Lauer's fall from grace was swift and dramatic. Once celebrated for his journalistic charisma and steady presence on morning television, Lauer has since become a symbol of the Me Too reckoning in media. Now, with the final chapter of his public story seemingly closed, the phrase "sentence is final" marks not a courtroom verdict, but a cultural one, a collective decision from the world he once commanded. Farewell forever. In 2017, Lauer was abruptly fired from NBC following allegations of inappropriate sexual behavior in the workplace. The network, once protective of its star, acted quickly after an internal investigation revealed what they called credible allegations. More stories followed, painting a troubling picture of power, secrecy, and misconduct behind the scenes. Lauer denied some of the allegations but admitted to past relationships with subordinates, which he said were consensual, a defense that failed to undo the damage. Though he was never criminally charged, the court of public opinion delivered its own form of justice. Lauer lost his career, his reputation, and much of his former social standing. For a while he disappeared from the public eye, retreating to his estate in the Hamptons and living in relative isolation. Attempts at a comeback, including behind-the-scenes, media work or interviews, were met with backlash and skepticism. Now, years later, insiders confirm that any hope Lauer had of returning to mainstream media is effectively over. Networks have moved on, audiences have moved forward, and former colleagues have distanced themselves. According to those close to him, Lauer has come to accept this outcome. He reportedly told a confidant, "There's no going back. That chapter's closed." Maybe for good. In that sense, his sentence is not about jail time, but about permanent exile from the public platform that once gave him enormous influence. The phrase, "farewell forever," feels fitting not only for Lauer's career, but also for a specific era in media history. Lauer's downfall was one of the earliest and most visible examples of the shifting cultural landscape, where powerful figures in journalism, entertainment, and politics were finally being held accountable for long-ignored behavior. His exit signaled a turning point, and in that way, his story has become part of a much larger one. Today, Matt Lauer lives in quiet anonymity, a stark contrast to the life he once led. The industry that once embraced him now regards his story as a cautionary tale, not a legacy. His final sentence isn't written in a legal document, but in public memory, a reminder that actions have consequences, and that trust, once broken, is not easily restored. While forgiveness may be possible in personal terms, redemption in the public square is another matter. For Matt Lauer, the verdict is in, his time in the spotlight is over, and the farewell, final.